Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Chloe Werner with Ashley Stearman and Jordy Tolman on KSA Today. Here we will talk about swimming. So guys, do you think someone will ever outdo what Michael Phelps did in the pool?
No, because he's so good, he's so strong, he has lots of upper body strength, so he can go through the water so fast. Nobody's gonna be like him.
And I disagree with that because someone new could come along and just have more audacity and more to accomplish than him, and they'll have more ability than Michael Phelps.
Do you think Missy Franklin could be the new Michael Phelps?
Yeah.
No, because boys have lots of upper body strength, so they can push through the water faster, and they can just swim faster than Missy can.
And I disagree because girls could do anything, and they could do anything boys can do, and they can do anything because they have a lot more ability and more mental ability than them. That's what I think.
So people have been spreading a rumor that swimming is not a sport. Do you agree with that?
No.
It is a sport.
Yeah, okay. Just because it's in the Olympics, it doesn't mean it's a sport. But I think it is a sport because you need so much training for it. And you do so many hours just practicing it.
And I totally agree with everything she just said. It was perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Jordy.
So, do you think that do you think people can train better in the pool than in water? Do you think that's an easier place to train that could give you more strength?
Yes.
Yes, because swimming is hard because there's lots of obstacles. The water pushes against you.
Yeah, exactly what she said.
Hi. Also, back to Michael Phelps. What do you think about Michael Phelps being retired now?
I think that someone new could come along and do whatever he can do.
I think it's so sad because he's so good at what he does. It's just, oh my God, it's so sad.
And Missy Franklin, if she ever retires, which probably will not be soon, what do you think will happen then?
I think everyone will feel the same way they did with Michael Phelps.
Maybe he might go a little more because he's probably a better swimmer, but
yes. Okay. So, what do you think about swimming being an Olympic sport? Do you think it's one of the best Olympic sports there, or do you think it's a pretty...
From my point of view, I'd rather watch something else because I'm not really interested in swimming, but that's just me.
Me too. I think swimming is a very good, hard sport, but I would rather watch something else.
What about the KSA swimmers? Do you think they could ever manage to get on the national swimming?
Of course, because there was a girl here that was very young, and she was an amazing swimmer, and she can be an Olympic swimmer if she really has, if she wants to continue in whatever she's doing.
Same. She's so good at it.
How easy do you think it would be to become a swimmer? To complete what Michael Phelps did, what Missy Franklin did? Do you think that's super hard to complete?
Yes.
Yeah,
because they trained so many hours. They didn't do how we have weekends off. They didn't have weekends off. That means they did more hours at the pool.
Also, the training for swimming can take a really long time. It can take forever. It could take more than months, more than years to train for the Olympics. Do you think that people have ever, would you ever quit to do something else because the training is too long, or do you think people will stay in swimming because of the sport they love?
if it's something they love to do, they should continue it. But if they're having trouble and they need to switch to something else, then
yeah. If they don't enjoy it anymore, then they should try a different sport.
Yeah. Okay. So, Missy Franklin, she's a really young swimmer. What do you think about her? She's super young and she's always been a great competitor in the pool.
Since she started out so young, I think that she has a bigger chance on being better than every other person that's swimming, like every other girl.
I think that she's very good as a swimmer. I think she's going to make it in the Olympics, but she's not going to be as high as Michael. That's what I think. Because Michael's so good, he's been in Olympics forever.
When all the old swimmers retire and there are new swimmers that come in, do you think they could ever beat the people who are right now? Everyone from every country. Do you think there could be new swimmers that could come in, that could be a better competitor competitor than all of them.
Yeah, I do agree because Ashley, how do you feel?
I think that they could be really good, but the people that made their marks like so high up, that's gonna be really hard to beat. You know, like it's gonna be really hard to beat just because the people that did it are so good.
And I agree with her.
Okay, now we have a topic of cheerleading. So there have been a lot of rumors being spread about cheerleading, that it's not a sport. But first, let's talk about the practice of cheerleading. How long do you think it takes to practice and master cheerleading? People think it doesn't take a while, but what do you think?
It takes honestly so long, because I know since my sister's a cheerleader, she's there all day, like just like practicing, and our group is doing it over and over and over again till nothing's wrong.
And I disagree with that because, well, I'm kind of torn between, but I do think it's tough work and you need to put on all your time and effort into what they do.
Do you think cheerleading has a specific stereotype or anything?
Yeah, they do. It's like preppy, pretty, beautiful girls, thin, like perfect, sculpted. That's what the stereotypical version of a cheerleader is.
Yeah.
How would you feel if cheerleading became an Olympic sport?
I don't think that people would be watching it. I don't think they, like the audience, there wouldn't be a big audience of cheerleading.
I think lots of people really like it because the boys, well, obviously the girls are beautiful, so the boys are gonna like that. And the girls that want to be a cheerleader when they're older are gonna be like attached to it because it's gonna be, honestly, it'll be so like good because they have years of training because you can't just pick up cheerleading that fast. And they're gonna like be attached to it, like they're gonna record it and watch it over and try to be like them.
Do you ever think cheerleading, like, do you think it's a sport? Or people have been arguing that it's not a sport. What do you think?
I think it is because it's physical. Like you have to be like physically ready and mentally ready. You have to know where to go. You have to know like how to do this stuff. Like it's not easy. Like you can't pick it up. Like it's like it takes a long time to learn.
Then why don't people consider it a sport if they...
People do consider it a sport.
But there's some people that walk around and they say it's not a sport because there's no physical contact.
Yes, but cheerleading gets more injuries than every other sport. And so it's like, you could tell it's physical because of that.
Yeah, but there's no contact, physical contact.
Yeah, but you have to work just as hard as everybody else.
I see where you're coming from.
Do you feel like cheerleading is a sideline sport?
Yes.
No. I think that cheerleaders, like high school cheerleaders, are on the sideline and they're good. But I think that if you actually do it like competitively, it's better.
I think, yeah, I agree. There's a difference between cheerleading for a school and competitive cheerleading.
I don't think that cheerleading for a school is a sport because you don't do anything really physical. You just go team, but actual cheerleading is so hard.
Do you feel like when cheerleaders are on the sidelines cheering for sports that they're a little bit off and no one really watches them, just the main sport, or do you feel like cheerleaders should be on the field?
I think that the cheerleaders should just be on the sideline rooting for the team, like people in the crowd, and let the game go on as it should.
I think that cheerleaders should be on the side, but during halftime I think they should have a show just for their attention because when they're on the field, it shows actually how much they could do. Because the cheerleaders that I do in high school, they're mostly cheerleaders that actually are in the gym, that do it every day, every minute.
Okay. So I see that this is the topic of cheerleading, how some are arguing that it's not a sport and some are arguing that it is a sport. But do you think the majority of people would want to watch it as the sport, or do you think the majority of people would just wave it off and say, this is not a sport I want to be watching right now?
I think people would rather be watching like basketball and football and like other things besides cheerleading.
I think that people would like to watch the other sport at the same but I think they would like to watch cheerleaders and how they do all that incredible stuff.
Alright, so this is about all the time we have right now. But I just want to thank my guests, Jordy and Ashley, the producers, the directors, and especially the technical staffs. Come out next time on KSA Today. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hi, my name's Jordan Paley and I'm from Scarsdale, New York. And I love sports because everybody has a passion for it. Every player who comes out and does whatever they do, no matter if it's tennis, baseball, or golf, even if they aren't good at it, they always go out there and play their hearts out because they don't care what other people think of them. And most players don't care about the money. They just want to go out there and have fun and play their sport that they care about so much.
Hi, I'm Harrison Oken, and I'm from Jericho, New York. This is why I love sports. I love sports because I'm very energetic, and the sports help me get out my energy. I also love sports because you never know what's coming next. Like a team could be down 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th, and they could come back and score 6 to win the game. You never know what's going to happen.
I'm Noah Greenberg, and I'm from Manhattan, and this is why I love sports. I love sports because I'm a very competitive person, and I love seeing the best of all time do my favorite sport.